snuck out last possible time to have the game. Besides the point.
Good evening. I'll call to order the regular meeting of the Hampton Township Council for Wednesday, May 28th, 2025. And we will start with the pledge. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Blackburn?
Present.
Ms. Fritsch?
Present.
Mr. Midgley?
Present.
Mr. Shuley?
Present.
Dr. Johnson?
Present.
Mr. Speakman?
Present.
All right, can I get a motion to approve the minutes from the regular meeting held Wednesday, April 23rd, 2025, and the agenda meeting held Wednesday, May 14th, 2025?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Ms. Blackburn?
Favor.
Ms. Fritsch?
Favor.
Mr. Midgley?
Favor.
Mr. Shuley?
Favor.
Dr. Johnson?
Favor. All right, citizens' agenda matters. If anyone has anything that they would like to address to council, please step to the microphone and state your name and address. Hey, I gotta put it out there.
Rob is a citizen.
All right, administration then, and the first thing is the North Hills Council of Government report. Let's see, the base year 2 for the Morton Salt contract expires at the end of August. The managers did approve a 1% increase through the end of August and then a 4.5% increase for option year 1. So if we order anything prior to August 31st, we're looking at $86.06 a ton, and then after that, $88.01 per ton. But I know that you are considering going with something other than the
Yeah.
Morton Salt contract. However, they are expanding their footprint at the storage facility to have more salt on hand, so hopefully some of the problems that were experienced last winter won't happen again.
Like a warm winter.
Let's hope for a warm winter.
That presents its own problems.
Yes. All right, all of the COG directors in Allegheny County, I didn't realize there are apparently 7 of them, met with the Allegheny County Council President who wanted to learn more about how the COGs are working with the county. And then if anyone is interested in attending the equipment and the vendor show, it's June 5th, 7:30 a.m. to noon over at the Ross Township Public Works Facility on Cemetery Lane. It's mainly geared towards public works, but council and managers are invited as well. So unless anyone had any questions, go with the Water Authority monthly report.
Nothing to add.
Okay. Engineers monthly report.
Nothing to add unless there are questions.
Legal counsel monthly report.
I have nothing to add unless there are questions.
Controllers monthly report.
Oh, he has something to add.
Because he wasn't here last month. Gotta make up for it.
Well, and I've got to tell you,
Uh-oh.
so I get this piece of paper in my mailbox, and it is from somebody who apparently was at the meeting last
Complaining that you didn't give a
month.
report?
And no, and you know, was petitioning or asking about walkway and wanting to be able to go.
Yes.
And I'm saying, okay, I missed my opportunity. This person lives 6 houses down the street from me, and I've been walking that for 35 years. Okay, and you know, I missed my opportunity to get my 2 cents worth in while a neighbor was here commenting on, and coming up Glades Drive and then coming up Henrich Farm is a huff and a puff. I mean, it is strenuous, okay? And to do that just as a person is one thing. Doing it, pushing a baby stroller and taking a child up that, by the time they get to Middle Road, they got to be exhausted and turn around and come back. But that only means that they've got to climb Henrich Farm going the other way. And that's yeah. So I think a conveyor system would be much nicer. You know, maybe the one they're taking out from the airport, you know, we could relocate that and repurpose it. And
Maybe a rope
kind
tow.
Huh?
Yeah, just a
Rope tow?
Dragging them up the hill.
Sorry for the digression.
That was,
Did you
that
have
should have been
anything
under
for the
citizens.
controllers?
That wasn't the question we asked, Jerry.
Yeah. So just a couple of comments. Operating revenue really is generally in line with budget. EIT and D transfer are up by about 152,000 over last year at the same time. However, that was somewhat incorporated into the budget in that those amounts were increased, so it's pretty much in line. EIT, Rob thinks, will be up a little bit for the year if things keep going, so hopefully that'll help out. Operating expenses also in line with the budget, with a couple of exceptions. On the positive side, as you've heard me complain many times about the real estate refund situations that we incurred last year, and well exceeded our budget amount for that. The refunds come in two batches, one in the spring and one in the fall. The one that we received in the spring this year is considerably less than the one that we got hit with last year. It's in the neighborhood of $44,000 in refunds last year, and it is $5,700 in refunds this year. So if that continues in the fall, in the next batch of refunds, then we should have a little bit of a gain or a surplus in that expense. On the negative side, and you previously mentioned the favorite subject called salt. So the salt expense has been well under budget the last 2 years, which has been our good fortune. But it has already exceeded the 2025 total budget by $100,000. Okay, and additional purchases will, at least on the state side, will be contractually required in the fall. So that means we will be in the $125,000, $150,000 over budget for the year on that particular expense. Looking ahead as well, not through April, but in this month, we will incur unbudgeted buyback expenses in the police and community services departments, which will total about $100,000. So that's about $250,000 of expenses that are unanticipated. And obviously, we will be looking for opportunities, Rob, as to where we can offset those with those extra expenses with some savings in other areas. Stormwater management revenue has exceeded budget for the year by $21,000, so that is doing well. Expenses are in line with budget, including several detention pond and infrastructure maintenance projects. And through April, capital improvement projects have incurred $425,000 of expense, which has been covered by the 2024 carryover. Tax receipts will largely occur in May and June in time to meet the major road paving expense, and I believe all the road paving is done. Is that half of it's done?
Yes. Yeah, we'll be starting with the second half.
Okay.
Mid-June.
Yeah. So, but we have also paid for that
Yes.
this month. So that's all I have, unless you have some questions.
Just curious if you have any tallies so far for the cost of the damage from our April, 29th storm?
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
Or
how
should we
much
not
in
wanna know?
payroll? 20?
20 in payroll, I'm gonna guess we're probably gonna be about 125 when it's all said
Yeah.
and done.
Yeah.
That's all?
Yeah, a very large amount of that is trees that were contracted out. And of course, what the crew did, or what we did in-house, does not go in as an expense except
Except
for
for
where it was at
overtime.
overtime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we will get some reimbursement on that through insurance. I mean, I don't know what that number is, but we will get something back.
All right, anyone else have any questions? All right, thanks, Jerry. Information Technology Monthly Report.
Nothing to add.
All right, and for the library report, I have nothing to add unless there are questions. Anything else for administration?
Nothing.
All right, public safety then, please.
I have nothing to add to my report.
Any questions? All right, and Eric sent an email expressing his apologies for not being here this evening, but if anyone has any questions about the report that he sent, please reach out to him directly. Anything else for public safety? Tom, anything else for public safety?
No, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I guess I would just add that EMS held a strategic planning session last Monday night. So, you know, Ryan and I were part of that, as well as, you know, the full board. And, you know, I would say all in all that the EMS agency is doing really well. That they've finally getting billing for transport, Jerry.
Good.
So they're kind of ahead. I think with the main focus was really just on succession planning for Eric, and just making sure they had the equipment, the capital, they were planning out appropriately for the capital equipment and the ambulances going forward. So we did take a look at the fact that the ambulances cost hundreds of thousands of dollars, and it's usually a lag time of about 2 years from order to delivery. So I don't know if there's anything else you would add to that.
There was talk just of the future, what the EMS service in this area looks like over the next 5 to 10 years beyond the organization as a
Yeah.
whole. But no, it was that pretty much sums it up.
All right, thank you. Community services then, please.
The first item is just authorizing submission of a grant to replace the lights at McCully's Field and 2. We're seeking $250,000 for the Greenways Trails and Recreation Program. The total project cost would be $380,000. So we would our match is $130,000 on that grant.
Okay, anyone have any questions about that?
Is that fields 2 and 3 or just 2?
2 and 3.
Anyone else? Resolution number, please.
1113.
All right, then can I get a motion to adopt resolution number 1113, authorizing submission of a grant application to the Greenways Trails and Recreation Program for the McCully Fields lighting project per the manager's memo dated May 8th.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Ms. Fritsch?
Favor.
Mr. Midgley?
Favor.
Mr. Shuley?
Favor.
Ms. Blackburn?
Favor.
Dr. Johnson?
Favor. Next item, please.
Yes, this is a change order for the community sidewalk project. It's an increase in cost of just under $4,000. It's a 3.4% increase. The change order, the reason for it is twofold. One is, and for those of you who were at the Memorial Day parade, you all saw it, the new foot-worn path that goes through the garden in there, that we've actually made a concrete sidewalk out of it, so it's actually a defined area for people to walk. And then installation of an expansion joint and backfilling around the footer at the entrance, which we hope that will solve the heaving problem that we have in that area during the cold days in the winter. So that's the nature of the change order. It's recommended for approval by both myself and the facilities director.
I actually did have somebody ask me just last night if this was going to resolve that problem of having to close the entrance. I said, hopefully. We'll hear if it doesn't.
If it doesn't, we're in trouble.
Yep. All right, and anyone have any questions regarding the change order? All right, then can I get a motion to approve the change order regarding the community center sidewalk project in the amount of $3,940 per the facility directors and the manager's memo dated May 8th also?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Midgley?
Favor.
Mr. Shuley?
Favor.
Ms. Blackburn?
Favor.
Ms. Fritsch?
Favor.
Dr. Johnson?
Favor. Item C.
Okay, good
I guess
evening.
that's yours.
Thank you. As Richland Township, as part of their paving program, paved North Pioneer Road, and they reached out to us to see if we would be interested in paving our portion through their contract. The work has been done, and it's completed. It does look good. I am requesting this evening for ratification of the North Pioneer Road paving project in conjunction with Richland Township's paving program, based on Shoup Engineers' April 21st, 2025 letter totaling $33,788.
Anyone have any questions? All right, then can I get a motion to ratify the North Pioneer Road paving project in conjunction with the Richland Township's paving program in the amount of $33,788 for the Assistant Township Manager's memo dated May 9th?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Shuley?
Favor.
Ms. Blackburn?
Favor.
Ms. Fritsch?
Favor.
Mr. Midgley?
Favor.
Dr. Johnson?
Favor.
Next
Item
item, thank you. As mentioned at the agenda meeting, I'm requesting authorization to advertise for bids regarding the Kraus Run Stream Bank Restoration Project located off of Grouse Run Road.
Any questions? All right, then can I get a motion to authorize the Assistant Township Manager to advertise for bids regarding the Cross Run Stream Bank Restoration Project per the memo dated May 9th?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Ms. Blackburn?
Favor.
Ms. Fritsch?
Favor.
Mr. Midgley?
Favor.
Mr. Shuley?
Favor.
Dr. Johnson?
Favor. Anything else for community services?
I have nothing else unless you have questions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Environmental services.
Thank you, Madam President. This evening, requesting approval for the change order for Mealy & Mealy for the increased fill at the wastewater treatment plant. And that, I believe, is change order number 15.
I don't have anything to add unless there are questions.
Any questions? I'm just assuming this is why he got the stink eye earlier today, and I wonder why you didn't get the stink eye. All right, if there are no questions, then can I get a motion to approve change order 15 from Mealy & Mealy for increased fill at the new wastewater treatment plant in the amount of $85,765.48 per the Environmental Services Director's memo dated May 13th.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Ms. Fritsch?
Favor.
Mr. Midgley?
Favor.
Mr. Shuley?
Favor.
Ms. Blackburn?
Favor.
Dr. Johnson?
Favor.
Thank you. The next item I have is request for authorization to advertise for bids regarding the Ferguson Road Sanitary Sewer Replacement Project.
Any questions about this item? All right, then can I get a motion to authorize the Environmental Services Director to advertise for bids regarding the Ferguson Road Sanitary Sewer Repair Project?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Midgley?
Favor.
Mr. Shuley?
Favor.
Ms. Blackburn?
Favor.
Ms. Fritsch?
Favor.
Dr. Johnson?
Favor.
Thank you.
Anything to add to the monthly report?
I have nothing unless anybody has a question.
Do we have a ballpark on what that might be? Ferguson?
I believe the estimate that engineering had was in the neighborhood of hopefully around $50,000, but we don't know until we see the numbers.
Yeah, this,
It's less than that. It should be less than
Oh,
right.
as long as it's not 200 or 300.
that. Oh, no.
Yeah,
It won't be done then.
that's fine. Yeah.
All right, sewer plant construction report then.
So, we had a construction progress meeting yesterday for May. Things are going well. We're fighting a few little water intrusion issues in both the Headworks building and the office building. That's been a bit of a frustrating exercise over the last, Headworks have been out for a while. About a month for the office building. Continue to press immediately for resolution on that.
Coming
We've had the roofers in there.
From the roof. Right.
Well, we've had the roof, yeah, coming from the roof, at least that was the initial thought. Now we're starting to wonder if it might not be related to some of the masonry work. The roofers have done an awful lot of work to try to remedy some things. I think they're about at the point where they're out of options to change anything. So, there's some thought about some flashing and some masonry work, but again, it's an ongoing thing. The masons weren't really brought into this conversation until late last week, but they've been on site several times this week already, and now with the weather. Weather's not great for working, but it is great to terms of what's happening.
Right, right, the troubleshooting side.
That is
So,
true.
They put a bit of sarcasm, but in all seriousness, that's actually what we do. Like, it rains, we make repairs, and we wait for it to rain again. So it's been a little bit of a frustrating exercise over the last month or so. So, but they are working on it. We've probably upped the pressure in the last 3 weeks on their progress on those items. But again, they've responded well. So they are making a pretty hard push to try to meet a scheduled deadline of getting the staff out of the existing control building and into the new office building by the middle of July. We'll see. I don't think any of us are super confident in that, especially given the problems we're having right now, but they're plowing forward and giving it a good shot here. So a lot of little odds and ends coming up, little things when you start seeing the building footprint and how walls are arranged inside the building, making some little adjustments here and there, working with the staff to get those taken care of. But again, there's a lot going on down there. It's funny because it's like the main project's done and we have this little building that everybody's kind of consumed in, but there's still an awful lot to talk about regularly. Demolition has really cranked up. I don't know whether it's not helping us there, but they've just about demolished all of the former process basins. They're just about wrapped up there. So, and they're talking about starting to do grading along the stream mechanism. So, again, another big step, another big milestone when that starts happening. Did you send some pictures? I wasn't sure if you got them. So, you can see the progress of the demolition there at the top of the screen, top center. And that was taken about 10 days ago. Yeah, a little over 10 days ago, actually. So it is continuing to progress, and that is really, it's again, a little crazy to walk down there and see that now. In the top right of the screen, you can see the progress on the office building, flat roof and the formwork for the footers for the garage building. And then the yellow piece directly kind of down to the left, yep, is the start of the storage pavilion, and that is actually at this point completely poured, and they are preparing to pour that footer for the garage at this point too. Next one. This is the video. Okay. Again, the office building coming in on top of the screen. And then the garage, start the progress on the garage. And then your storage pavilion off to the left there. And you can see the demolition progress. And the phase one plan as it kind of stands, and not much has changed up there. Back the other way. So yeah, it's been a lot of attention to a lot of little details here in the last month or so. But again, progress has been pretty good, even given the weather challenges we've had. So, questions?
So a little while back, there were some concerns about the UV lights not processing fast enough, or is that improved? Is that
We had,
still-
yeah, we had some mechanical issues with the units, and we actually had staff out today from Trojan Technologies to actually make those repairs. They had sent all the equipment, replacement parts, no questions asked, out and took care of that today. I believe that there's a few additional small elements they're hoping to have done by the end of the week, but hopefully that'll all be taken care of and finished up by the end of the week this week.
And a lot of that was related to like the self-cleaning wipers and things of that nature. Correct?
Yeah, we had a couple lamp issues and some of those mechanics, but those have all been replaced now, and hopefully are good to go.
And they kind of showed up defective, that's why they needed replaced, or?
Yeah, a couple of them broke. Nobody really knows why.
There was,
So,
I think it was thought that maybe they had frozen at some point, which would mean that they weren't charged fully, so.
Yeah.
There was absolutely no argument from Trojan for that.
Yeah. They just took care of it.
So here we go.
Yeah, they saw it actually ship the parts quicker than they could get somebody out there to fix it, so. It did take a little while for them to get back and fix it, but we had the parts pretty quickly.
So hopefully it's the fix.
All right, thanks.
Sure thing.
Anything else for environmental services?
I have nothing unless there are questions.
Zoning and planning,
Thank you.
please.
Okay, thank you, Madam President. Just one item tonight. As discussed at the last meeting, I'm recommending approval of the request for the release of $167,134.83 from the improvement security for the Four Seasons development. This all relates to the initial paving work. So that's been inspected by Gateway Engineers, and they're recommending that release as well.
All right, anyone have any questions? All right, then can I get a motion to authorize the release of funds in the amount of $167,134.83 from the improvement security for the Four Seasons Land Development Application 24-04 for the Land Use Administrator's recommendation in the memo dated May 23rd.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Shuley,
Favor.
Ms. Blackburn,
Favor.
Ms. Fritsch,
Favor.
Mr. Midgley,
Favor.
Dr. Johnson.
Favor.
And that's all I have, unless anyone has any questions.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Old business.
Just upcoming events. Big thing I point out, Touch a Truck. This will be our first Touch a Truck event in a while. Public Works, Police, the GAP, the VAC truck is going to be there as well, and EMS is going to have Life Flight helicopter there.
Ooh.
Just going to try to sort out where it lands, I guess. But yeah, you get a chance. I think it's going to be a great event. So yeah.
What date is that again?
That is June 11th from 4 to 6. Yeah,
Oh, do we have it's Wednesday.
yeah.
Is that a meeting day?
Yeah, it is.
Yes, right before the meeting. So bring your kids right before the meeting. They can come and watch the meeting after that. It'll be great.
Come get some civics.
It'll be great.
My kids have been asking
Yeah.
to watch one of our meetings.
Boom.
Just begging.
See, look at this. It's a day. It's a whole day.
How do you defend the home?
It's so hard.
So,
Seriously,
know.
will you make sure there's a social media post about that? I like to circulate
yeah.
that.
Well, yeah, we'll make sure. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
it has,
yeah.
oh, okay, I'm sorry. I
Yep,
missed
yep,
it.
yep.
Okay. Usually see it.
Otherwise, farmer's market is starting up. Pints in the Park on the 13th. Summerween
It's
at
going
the
to rain
pool.
every Wednesday for the next 3
Stop
months.
it. Stop it.
Just seemed to be
And
cursed last year.
A couple cool events coming up at the museum.
Yeah, there are good ones.
All right, any new business?
Just one thing, and I know I included it in my admin report. We just had our Recycle Rama. We are going to have a lot of discussions going forward as to whether or not this might have been the last year for that event. We have seen a noticeable dwindling of vendors. Construction Junction, for example, was not there, especially with the at-your-door service being available to our residents. Electronics and household hazardous waste collection has kind of gone by the wayside. I can tell you, even the shredding costs that are borne by our state rep's office have tripled since 2021.
Wow.
To the point where I've been told that it may be difficult to do that as a constituent service. So I think this very well may have been the last year of that event. And, it's pluses and minuses. I know several youth sports organizations, it kind of destroys their morning scheduling for that particular Saturday. So, when one door shuts, another one opens. Yeah.
All right, anything
That's-
else?
no.
All right, does anyone else have any new business that they would like to address?
How did we get the flyover for the ceremony Memorial Day?
I mean, the
assumed
timing
that
was
Hal arranged it.
That was impeccable.
incredible.
Yeah.
That was incredible.
That
How?
was, I assumed that Hal arranged it.
No.
I know that the 9/11 was doing a lot of flyovers that were different.
Well, and I think they did it last year, and they make a loop, they
Yeah.
hit.
Yeah,
They
they
hit
do.
all the
They
lines,
do.
But the
yeah.
timing was
Was-
just,
Yeah, the
Just-
timing was impeccable,
No, it was perfect.
unlike the helicopter that came over.
yeah.
Yeah.
It flew over right as they played taps.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, if there's nothing else, we are adjourning to an executive session to discuss personnel matters. Thank you, everyone, for attending this evening.
Rob, can I just keep you for like 5, not you, Rob, I'm the same.